Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Jodi Faith Show. It's a great day here and we have a great guest with us. I was on his website and I got to know you just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Kelly Adams.
Hello, folks.
A real cowboy.
Well, we train horses.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. He looks like the guy that was on the horse, like breaking ground and pioneering spirit. You just seem to epitomize all those things to me anyways. Is that sort of who you are?
Well, we've come from that background. My parents were from this country. My grandparents came from Europe and moved into the La Flèche area of southern Saskatchewan. That's where I was born.
Yeah.
Although we moved to the States when I was 6 years old, so I got all of my education around Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
And then my wife and I moved back up here in 1990.
Okay, so you actually grew up in the States. Was there always deep down a desire to come back to Canada and maybe end up in southern Saskatchewan?
Well, I was lucky enough that when I was young, my parents used to send me back up here to stay with aunts and uncles that were up here. So I'd spend my entire summers here from the time I was 9 till about 15.
Okay, all right. And what were you doing during those summers?
My uncle had about 100 head of cattle.
Okay.
And we baled hay and worked on his small farm.
Okay, all right. So this desire to work with animals probably was something that was being kind of instilled in you then.
I think I never left that. When I was a little kid here, my biggest memory was the dogs and the cats and the chickens, and you know, my father always had a few milk cows and calves around, so that never left. No matter where you're at, that's pretty much ingrained in you.
Cool. And so you moved back to southern Saskatchewan in 1990.
Yes.
Did you then start on the career path that you've been involved in now with horse training and things?
No, ma'am. I quit school when I was 15 years old in Washington, and I was fortunate enough to do a 3-year apprenticeship program on an Arabian horse ranch owned by a Dr. Howard Kale.
Okay.
Kale's Arabian horses. So I did just like somebody went to a vet college or any kind of like Olds College in Alberta has agriculture. Just
hands-on learning how to...
That's where I learned to train horses, yes.
Okay, okay. And so let's maybe just talk about the journey coming back to Canada and getting into what we're really here to talk about today is the Silence Speaks More project. And you've got a great website for a cowboy.
Well, you know, we did some studying with a fella down in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
And that's where we kind of got, and basically what we went down to was to find this is a program gauged towards your life's passion and how to not only make money at it, all right, but how to get it out to the world in a farther spectrum. Well, yeah, I've got a 9th grade education. This is not my thing, but basically by this online horse training academy, I could only ride 10 or 12 horses a day. But I can videotape what I'm doing, put it on the internet, and then we're seen in 150 countries around the world, and we've had over 34,000 views, and our membership list is up to 137 now.
Now, how long has Silence Speaks More?
We've been working on this project for 2 years.
Just in 2 years?
Yes. And so, but basically it's without going outside of our realm of training horses, we would have never learned how to develop this program.
Right.
I mean, for a guy like me, I'm still not a computer person.
Right, but you're really good on camera.
But like the wife is good at that end.
Okay.
So our partnership works very well.
Nice.
And so now we can reach thousands of people. Our average daily hit on our YouTube site here is a little over 120 a day.
Wow, isn't
we
this
get
cool?
people write back and ask questions and ask for specific videos on problems they're having with their horses, and then we proceed to do a video on how we would do it.
Oh, okay.
And send it back to them.
Okay, so this is kind of cool. You might not already have the training video.
Exactly.
But the question comes in and it's like, all right, we're going to the barn, we're going to do some videotaping today.
Well, see, we're always fortunate enough to have different horses through at different stages.
Sure.
You know, there's a million problems you can come up with horses. And oftentimes in your specific area, maybe you don't have anybody that understands maybe that breed of horse or that specific discipline.
Sure.
Like we've done everything from dressage, I mean, gosh, cutting horses, English, like saddle seat horses. I've worked with American saddlebreds, Morgan horses, Tennessee Walkers, you name the breed. I've about rode it, Andalusian horses.
I didn't even know there were that many kinds of horses.
Oh, that's a small amount. That's a small amount, but we've worked with over like 40 years of my life.
Sure.
And then, so now we can draw that information and share it with more people than are just in our local area.
Right.
By the use of this thing they call the internet that I still don't completely understand, but it works.
I often joke that I kind of lost track once the string went off the can. You know, like
I thought the microwave was a cool thing.
Yeah.
Right, but now it's...
But I think that the really exciting part of this story is that you, as a horse-loving, you know, cowboy out in the Great Plains of North America, are plugging in to the internet and the technology available, but there are literally houses, homes, lives that are being impacted by the knowledge that you have. Like, I think that that's an amazing thing.
Amazing thing we found, of course, is growing up in the States and here in Canada, we have our military people spread around the world. A lot of those people were farm people, you know.
Sure.
And we get a lot of hits out of the Middle East.
Really?
And a lot of them are probably service people.
Sure.
Right? We don't know specifics.
Sure.
But and maybe it's just a way to reach out and touch home.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether it's a horse training or any business that people are interested in now. It seems if you don't have an internet presence, you really aren't reaching, you're reaching such a small percentage of your people.
Yeah. Well, I love what you said today. I mean, you might, on a good day, be able to work with 10 or 12 horses.
Exactly.
Right? But it is likely that on a good day with the internet and the training. Now let's talk about how many different videos do you actually have offered within the online training right now? Do you know?
Right now on the public website, which is what you're seeing here, there's 127.
So 127 different topics.
Yeah, different videos. Sometimes it's the same topic, but it's a different kind of a horse.
Okay.
So there's a different thing you may be doing with one breed, a breed-specific issue.
Okay.
But it'll range to all breeds. But you do one thing a little bit different with this breed than you would with this other breed.
Well, and I can actually see one of the cool things about the internet today is that you can actually plug in, you know, your tablet, for Pete's sake, into your big screen TV. So now the family's sitting around having a cup of coffee after dinner. We're going to sit down and we're actually going to figure out what we're doing wrong, what we need to do differently.
Exactly.
You know, in the comfort of their own home.
Excuse me.
That's just a remarkable thing. What do you think to yourself when these questions come in on the internet?
Oh, it's incredibly rewarding. You know, you think that what's a guy out here in Saskatchewan think about, you know, why do I think I'm good enough to put this stuff out there? But it's not that I may be good enough to, I just have the guts to go do it.
Yeah.
And a wife that's smart enough to help me go.
There you go. Well, Heidi was great when I was talking to her on the phone yesterday too. And you're right, you know, you need to have that partnership. All right, so we're gonna look into the website here a little bit. And there's so many topics that we can come back and talk about after the break. You have lessons and clinics and camps. So tell us a little bit about those camps that might be going on.
Okay, the camps are kind of designed for, like, if you have multiple children in a family and they're all kind of horse oriented, or even if you only have 1 or 2 children, there's lots of land out there. If you have a little motorcycle for a son that isn't interested in horses, they can go ride around. But it's basically, we videotape everything that they do on a horse.
Oh, wow.
So, and they stay with us in our house. Okay. So basically it's just, you're surrounded by this environment that you'll never really get to have. Some people, you know, you work for a living, this isn't something you can do. But yet you can come and spend a week, or whatever period of time, weekend, and kind of immerse yourself. We give the riding lessons. If you want to bring your own horse, it doesn't matter, we have lots there. But basically then you go home with your videos. And then you study what you've done there, or what we've done, or how we rode a specific thing. And then they can go, wow, you know, I can do this with my horse, or, you know, Kelly, you know, this isn't like my horse. This one over here with a little badder attitude, or a little, you know, poutier horse. So then we teach them to kind of work with those horses. And then when they go home, they can look at the videos, see what we do.
Wow.
It's like a free refresher course from your vacation.
That is awesome. We're going to be back right after the break, and we're going to talk more about Silence Speaks More with Kelly Adams.